Hello, welcome back to another video from Cellular Signal. I'm Shane Trevor White, and I'm so excited to talk a little bit more about my new album that's coming out this August 2024. It's called Northwest, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each track and give you a cool preview. Are you ready? Let's begin. The album opens with "A Tower Above Us." An earlier version of this song was included on my 2017 EP Grad Time, also released as a single, but this version has been completely remixed, re-recorded, new arrangement, new vocals, just sounds very different. It's much more of a song format, and it just sounds great, and I can't wait for you to hear it. The second track, Chunk, is a cute little song about an accident that may or may not have happened during my move from California to the Pacific Northwest a couple of years ago. Someone once told me that having all the words end in the syllable unk sounded funny. Well, I'd like to know what you think about that. By the way, this is the first song that introduces my harp on the album. Jacob's Dream was released earlier this year as a single. It's a song based on a story from the Bible. In that story, Jacob was on the run from his family and got lost in the wilderness. Then he had a dream of angels and learned that not only would he survive, but he would be blessed with many children. It's a lesson that teaches us that sometimes we have to go through difficult times to get to the better times ahead.
Into your heart, into your brain, there'll be joy and there will be pain.
And I Go was released as a single last year in 2023. Since Northwest is sort of a concept album about my move from California to the Pacific Northwest a couple of years ago, And I Go makes that clear. This is one of the most exciting tracks on the album. The next couple of tracks are kind of a pairing. The first is a prelude to the main song, The Realization. An earlier version of this appeared on my 2019 album, Into the Sky. This has been completely redone from scratch, and it's so much better. It speaks about some of the downsides to my childhood homeschooling experience and what happened as I grew up and began to live my own life. It's a coming-of-age story. Dance to the Jet Stream is one of the weirder tracks on the album. Tidal comes from a weather phenomenon back in California. We had a long drought. And at one point the meteorologists told us that the jet stream had changed course and we were getting wet weather at last. But after some powerful storms came through, it changed back and we had another drought. So it's a warning that we always need to be looking at the bigger picture of what's going on. The musical style comes from the Berlin School genre, from groups like Tangerine Dream. Wishing Well was part of my 2020 EP MMXX, or 2020 as I don't like to call it for obvious reasons. It's a great love song about wishing for the one you love the most. It has great imagery of the well in a church, and the church bells that might ring at a wedding. This is definitely one of the most radio-friendly songs on the album, and it's one of my best.
Welcome to the wishing well. As long as we all can
This is the only purely instrumental track on Northwest. I composed it at the end of 2020, and the title speaks to what we all felt at the end of that year. My thought at the time, which I think everybody thought, was just like, I can't even. The idea behind this track was to just kind of provide some nice ear candy, listen to it, and float away. First Time is the song you should listen to. It's the most pop-friendly track on the album. You have to hear this one. I mean, just look at that cover art. It's a love song, partially based on a true story. It's got the best 1980s vibe by far. The beats, the screaming lead line, it's got everything. If Anything I Do ends up in the top 40, it would probably be this one.
You were someone else's friend, and I didn't know your name. You stood somewhere over there, and when no one called you, you made tiny playful smiles and a little bit of laughter. I thought almost not about it, but I surely did right after. When we met for the first time, we met for the first time, we met for the first time, we met for the first time.
Please Don't Go has gone through some different versions over the last few years. A short version was included on MMXX. I recently released a new mix with enhanced vocals and beats, and that is what you'll hear on the album. It's a wistful song about someone you love moving away. It really speaks to the heart.
Why? There's always time to find out. You want to say goodbye, prove our friendship can improve. Why do you now have to move on? If you should feel alone, please just call me on the phone store. My heart is feeling sore. I won't see you when.
Last but not least, the title track. The Pacific Northwest state of Washington has many rivers flowing out of the mountains into Puget Sound, and this song is all about the beauty of the canyons and lakes. The city of Kent, where I live, has the Green River in particular flowing northwest, and it's a fitting song to describe my experiences.
There is a long river flowing northwest. It's calling you and it's calling me. Tumbling down from mountainside, passing through the forested gold, where there is green everywhere I
So that's it. All 12 tracks of Cellular Signal's album Northwest coming out on August 17th, 2024. It will be on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, Apple Music, all the great streaming sites out there that you'll be able to listen to. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. See you next time.